7 days. That's all it took for Enugu's Akanu Ibiam International Airport to bounce back after a sudden shutdown that could have grounded travel for months. While past administrations dragged repairs for years, Peter Mbah's Enugu delivered fast and smart. How did they pull it off? Stay tuned, because the story will change how you see leadership in Nigeria. History was made once again at the Akanu Ibiam International Airport, Enugu, as the federal government announced the swift reopening of the airport just days after its emergency closure for runway repairs. This development, coming under the watch of Governor Peter Mbah, signals not just a commitment to efficiency, but also a strategic shift from the delays and bureaucratic bottlenecks that had characterized previous interventions at the airports. To appreciate the significance of this achievement, we must journey back a few years. In 2019, under the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, the federal government had approved the whopping 10 billion naira for the rehabilitation and extension of this same airport runway. The contract was awarded to PW Construction Company, but despite the heavy investments, the process was marked by prolonged closures and extended inconvenience for travelers. Even earlier, under the leadership of former Aviation Minister Princess Stella Odua, during the Goodluck Jonathan administration, the airport underwent a remodeling exercise as part of the $500 million loan secured from China. The remodeling was significant, but again, delays and logistical challenges meant the airport wasn't reopened until 2014, much longer than initially projected. Fast forward to 2025, on April 18th, a sudden rupture in the asphalt surface at a critical section of the runway forced FAAN to close the airport. But unlike previous administrations where closures often stretched into months, the current administration had acted with remarkable speed and precision. Just 7 days after the shutdown, the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria announced the full completion of rehabilitation works, clearing the runway for flight operations from Monday, April 28, 2025. Observers have credited this rapid response to the deliberate and visionary infrastructure policies under the Peter Mbah-led Enugu State government. One of the standout initiatives that quietly enabled this swift action was the establishment of an asphalt production company within Enugu State, a game changer not just for the airport, but for road construction and maintenance across the entire state. Thanks to the state-owned asphalt plant, critical materials needed for the runway rehabilitation were sourced almost immediately. This local capacity eliminated the usual delays associated with importing asphalt or relying on instant suppliers. It also dramatically reduced project costs and timelines, benefits that extend beyond aviation to the rapid repairs of failed sections of Enugu roads. The reopening of Akanu Ibiam International Airport in record time stands as a shining example of what can happen when foresight, local capacity building, and strong leadership converge. While other administrations struggled with years-long delays, today Enugu shows Nigeria, and indeed Africa, that development can be swift, smart, and sustainable. Governor Peter Mbah's focus on critical infrastructure and self-sufficiency is not only building a better Enugu, but is setting new standards of excellence for public service delivery in Nigeria. The winds of transformation are blowing through Enugu State as the government takes another bold step towards realizing its aviation vision. In a significant development, the Enugu State government has officially taken delivery of yet another aircraft, adding to its growing fleet under the ambitious Enugu Air project. This latest acquisition comes barely 2 weeks after the first aircraft touched down in the coal city, marking the symbolic and operational commencement of the state's air transport network. With the arrival of this second aircraft, the Enugu Air project is clearly gathering momentum, moving from aspiration to tangible reality. The initiative, spearheaded by the current administration, is aimed at repositioning Enugu as a regional aviation hub, connecting the southeast to major commercial cities across Nigeria and beyond. According to government sources, the project is not just about prestige, it's about boosting trade, tourism, and investment opportunities while creating jobs and making Enugu more accessible than ever before. As the state prepares for the official takeoff of commercial operations, excitement continues to build among residents and stakeholders who see this as a bold step into the future. The aircraft are expected to begin test runs and regulatory clearances in the coming weeks ahead of full passenger services. Indeed, the skies over Enugu are opening up, and with each landing and takeoff, the dream of a connected, modern, and prosperous Enugu is becoming a reality. Stay with us for more updates on this unfolding aviation story. Big moves are happening in Enugu State, and it's not just about infrastructure. The newly unveiled Enugu Air is taking flights quite literally, and the state government is on a recruitment mission across Nigeria. If you've ever dreamed of being part of an airline crew, this might just be your shot. The Enugu State government has officially begun recruiting cabin crew members and ground staff for its state-owned airline, Enugu Air. In an announcement made by Dan Wome, the special assistant to Governor Peter Mbah on media, the state is setting up interviews in 3 major cities across the country to attract the best talents for its aviation dream. Here's the schedule. Enugu Oranto Hotel, April 29th, 10 a.m. Abuja Peace Media Hotel, April 23rd, 10 a.m. Lagos, number 7 Oduduwa Crescent, GRA Ikeja, April 25th, 10 a.m. But here's the catch. Only applicants who have been pre-selected and contacted will be interviewed, so don't just show up uninvited. A new chapter in Nigeria's aviation history was written today as the first aircraft in the Enugu Air fleet touched down at Akanu Ibiam International Airport. The arrival of the sleek, dark green and white aircraft boldly inscribed with Enugu Air was met with excitement and anticipation, signaling the dawn of a homegrown airline for the southeast region. The moment the aircraft's wheels kissed the runway, cheers erupted from onlookers, aviation enthusiasts, and state officials who had gathered to witness history. The sight of the beautifully adorned jets, its colors reflecting those heritage and ambition, marks the realization of a vision long awaited by the people of Enugu and beyond. For years, the Southeast has craved a strong regional airline, one that prioritizes connectivity, ease of travel, and economic growth. With Enugu Air, that dream is taking flight. The airline is set to provide affordable, reliable, and efficient air travel, making it easier for businesses, tourists, and residents to move across Nigeria and beyond. Akanu Ibiam International Airport, which has undergone significant upgrades in recent years, is now poised to become a major hub for air travel in the region. The arrival of Enugu Air's first plane is more than just an aviation milestone, it's a statement of intent. So what are you to expect from Enugu Air? Affordable regional flights connecting key cities, a world-class flying experience with modern aircrafts, boosts to local businesses through increased accessibility, job creation for aviation professionals in the region. And what's next? With the historic landing, all eyes are now on the official commencement of Enugu Air commercial operations. The airline is expected to announce its first set of routes, ticketing details, and flight schedules in the coming weeks. As the sun sets on a day filled with hope and celebration, one thing is clear. Enugu Air is here to redefine air travel in Nigeria. Would you fly with Enugu Air? Let us know in the comments. In a domestic market brimming with competition, Enugu Air's entry is not just another addition but a strategic move to boost tourism and commerce in a region that has often been overlooked. The introduction of Enugu Air is part of a broader wave of regional airline initiatives sweeping across Nigeria, reminiscent of the success stories like Ibom Air and Nascent's projects in Bayelsa, Ebonyi, and Lagos. These initiatives reflect a growing trend where state governments are stepping into the aviation sector to enhance connectivity and spur economic development within their territories. The choice of the Embraer E170 for Enugu Air's fleet is particularly noteworthy, known for its efficiency and sustainability for short to mid-range flights. The E170 can accommodate 70 to 80 passengers in a typical single-class configuration, making it ideal for domestic routes. This aircraft's operational capabilities are expected to play a crucial role in Enugu Air's strategy to carve a niche in the competitive Nigerian aviation market. For travel professionals across Africa, the launch of Enugu Air represents a significant development. The airline's focus on underserved regions offers new tourism and business opportunities, potentially opening up less explored parts of Nigeria to both domestic and international tourists. Moreover, Enugu Air's future plans to expand into European markets could further enhance the visibility and accessibility of Nigerian destinations, providing a broader platform for cultural and economic exchange. The strategic positioning of Enugu Air as a burgeoning aviation hub is set to benefit the entire southeastern region, with its central location and access to a significant population within a 200-kilometer radius. Enugu's development as a key business and tourism getaway could reshape the economic landscape of eastern Nigeria. This initiative not only supports local economies, but also aligns with broader efforts to diversify Nigeria's economic bases beyond oil and agriculture. As Enugu Air prepares for takeoff, the implications for the Nigerian domestic aviation markets are profound. The airline's entry could intensify competition, leading to more competitive fares and improved service delivery. Additionally, by fostering greater connectivity, Enugu Air will likely stimulate further investment in regional tourism infrastructure, enhancing the overall travel experience within Nigeria. The ripple effects of this new airline extend beyond immediate economic impact. By improving air access, Enugu Air will also play a pivotal role in promoting cultural exchange and understanding, contributing to a more interconnected and cohesive Nigeria. For African travel agents and industry stakeholders, these represent a fresh avenue for growth and collaboration, offering new packages and experiences to travelers eager to explore the rich cultural tapestry of Nigeria. The launch of Enugu Air is more than just an expansion of flight options. It is a strategic enhancement of Nigeria's aviation sector that promises to bring substantial benefits to the region's tourism and trade. As the landscape of African aviation continues to evolve, initiatives like Enugu Air not only reflects the dynamic nature of the industry, but also highlights the potential for regional airlines to contribute significantly to economic development and regional integration. The Enugu State government has signed a landmark Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) with Lion Business Park Limited to establish a world-class industrial and commercial hub within the Enugu Industrial Park Free Trade Zone, a strategic step aimed at boosting the state's GDP from $4.4 billion to $30 billion. Governor Peter Mbah, speaking at a brief event on Tuesday at the government house in Enugu, announced that the project would leverage the incentives of operating within the free trade zone to attract foreign direct investment. He added that the initiative would promote human capital development, stimulate innovative solutions and innovation, technological advancements, and create employment opportunities, contributing to shared economic prosperity for Enugu State, the Southeast region, and Nigeria as a whole. Governor Mbah emphasized that the industrial hub aligns with his administration's economic blueprint, which aims to expand the state's economy and position Enugu as Nigeria's leading destination for investors. He further said that the state's proposed exponential growth could only be possible with investment deals such as the one executed with the Lion Business Park. The governor highlighted that the location of the park was carefully chosen based on strategy, innovation, and due diligence by a team of economic experts in the administration.
Gratitude for today, and I also want to quickly put on record that today is a very historic day for us here in Enugu State, because what we have come here to do today and what we will soon witness, which is the Memorandum of Understanding, and what in my opinion is actually an agreement between us and the investors, culminating into what is of course the Lion, the special purpose vehicle, the Lion Business Park. We want to say that when we talk about growing our economy exponentially, this is a typical example of what could take us to the sort of growth projections that we have made. Our blueprint in Enugu is very clear. Grow the economy, make Enugu #1 destination for business and living, and of course, eradicate poverty. And these are all inextricably intertwined. And we know that that growth is going to come from the private sector. The growth of a $30 billion economy in the next 6 years would come from the private sector. And ours is not just to create an environment for private sector to thrive. It's also trying to innovate, to see how we can work with the private sector, see how we can help de-risk the investment flow, to see how we can also have our skin in the game where it becomes necessary in order for the private sector to succeed. And that is an example of what is taking place today, where the Enugu State government has committed to increase their stake in this going concern by providing all the necessary infrastructure that is required in order for this business park to become functional and fully functional. And we see the business park as food that is already made. Because if we were going to start, even as a government, to build a business park, we know what it will take. Even the process of just procuring your licenses, getting the free trade zone license, getting the dry port license, because we have an inland port also at the Lion Business Park. And it is strategically located, less than 3 hours from One, a major seaport, less than about 2 hours to Asaba, and about less than 25 minutes to an international airport here in Enugu. You couldn't ask for a business park at a better location. Right? So we are poised to ensure that we attract the best of the best industries to Enugu, and all the things that are required, electricity, water, paved roads, would all be provided because we're now working together as partners. We also want to commend the various communities for their show of support. We are going to continue to count on that support. We pride ourselves in Enugu as a state that is business friendly, and we must seen as such. That means that the ease of doing business in Enugu should be taken for granted. We do not want tensions from communities. We do not want prolonged time to get your approvals, whether it's for construction or anything. So that is what we are, and that is who we are in Enugu, making sure that you identify Enugu as your premier destination for investment. And we're going to always go the extra mile to make sure that that happens. I do not want to speak more about the business park. The CEO had already said a few things, but just as I said, it's a hub. It's an already made hub for commerce, for trade, for investment, and for business.
The project's success. Earlier, the chairman of the firm, Dr. Okechukwu Mbonu, commended Governor Peter Mbah for his visionary leadership, remarkable developmental strides, and the notable achievement of his administration within a short time in office. Speaking on the objectives of the partnership, Mbonu stated that the company is committed to developing an industrial and commercial hub that will stimulate trade and industry, drive economic growth, and generate employment opportunities for the youth.
And we are here to sign a very, very important memorandum of understanding with Enugu State government, whereby Enugu State government is increasing its stake in the Land Business Park project from currently 15% to 45%.
There's no doubt, sir, that the Land Business Park is very strategic.
Correct.
In the economic development of not just Enugu State, but as well the Southeast.
And Africa.
And Africa as well.
Yes.
I wouldn't know, do you perceive some level of challenges in the course of running the Lion Business Park, sir?
Well,
that may serve as a hindrance?
No. In that respect, no. Because a Lion Business Park can be located anywhere as long as it is conceptualized properly. And remember, we are going to have also a port here. That's the dry port. That's what it's called. And for those who don't know, the Lion Business Park is actually a special part of a country. It's an international agreed trade agreement with all parts of the world, where it's taken to be not to be part of the Nigerian customs area. In other words, if you put out any, call it a container or anything that you want to ship out, and the destination is Lion Business Park Enugu, then it is going to come straight into Lion Business Park Enugu. And there, because we'll have a customs office and everything within that investment. So you can imagine a company that can bring in all the components for manufacturing, tax-free, duty-free, and put them together. It's only then, if you want to export it outside Nigeria, duty-free, tax-free. It's only when you want to now move it back into Nigerian customs that you now pay a reduced tariff because of the value add, the fact that you assembled it here.
So how soon is this going to kick off in earnest?
Well, what I can say is that with the kind of dynamic governor you have now, and the appetite of the government to take even more shares, you can definitely see an accelerated development.
Thank you.
And for that we are grateful to the government of Enugu State and the people of Enugu State, because this is going to translate into massive industrial development for the Southeast. And recall that also within the Southeast, and I say that because I'm from the Southeast, we have a DNA for manufacturing and trading. And so with this, what this government has done in one swoop is to catalyze that growth.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Bono also urged the business community, private sector leaders, and global investors to seize the unique opportunities to Park aims to offer and become part of Enugu's unfolding economic revolution. In other developments in Enugu, Governor of Enugu State, Dr. Peter Mbah, has decorated his Chief Security Officer, CSP Alex Akinlalu, with his new rank of Assistant Commissioner of Police. Taken to his verified X, formerly Twitter, and Instagram handles, Peter Mbah on Wednesday, the governor shared, quote, "Today I had the honor of decorating my Chief Security Officer Alex Akinlalu with his well-deserved new rank of Assistant Commissioner of Police, assisted by the Enugu State Commissioner of Police, CP Mamangiwa. ACP Akinlalu is a disciplined, strategic, and exceptionally dependable officer whose commitment to duty continues to stand out. His professionalism, loyalty, and excellence are commendable. This promotion is not just a recognition of his service, it is a testament to his impeccable track record and leadership acumen. Congratulations, ACP Akinlalu," he wrote. Meanwhile, the Enugu State government on Wednesday met with leaders of the Agwawa community ahead of the relocation process of the residents as part of government's big plan to clear all slums in Enugu City by the end of 2026. At a meeting which held at Government House, Enugu, government said marking of property owners at Agwawa would begin on Friday, 25th April, while a 2-week deadline set for the submission of title documents to the Office of the Secretary to the state government would commence on Monday, 28th April. While making clarification on this verification process, the Commissioner for Housing in the state, Dr. Martin Chukwuike, however, noted that simply submitting property documents would not be enough for the verification. He said that each property owner would stand with the documents in the said property for eye marking. The verification process will go beyond submitting property documents. We want to do physical verification. We will do eye marking. You stand before the property and we ascertain the property, the size, the documents you have. If it is certificate of occupancy or not, then the government will decide the property that is conducive to stay and the one to go. Governor Mbah plans that there will be no slums in Enugu City by 2026. That is why this exercise is important. The governor said he will help those who have issues with the title, because if you do not have a valid title document, you cannot be entitled to relocation. The relocation process will also be at no cost, the commissioner stated. Speaking, Dr. Ikechukwu Nebo, a stakeholder from Agwawa community, thanks the commissioner for the way things were being resolved so far, affirming that he was sure the governor meant well for the people and the state. He says, quote, Governor Peter Mbah promised to carry the people of Agwawa along in what they are doing, and that has been the case. I thank the commissioner for the way and manner this meeting has resolved the issue of old and new. Everybody is happy, he said. Also speaking, Mrs. Ifeanyiwa Ozuaka, a resident of Agwawa, said she would support all government efforts to see that Agwawa is developed, but urged the government to have human face while embarking on the relocation resettlement process. The Commissioner for Lands, Barrister Chimobi Okorie, stressed the importance of the verification, assuring the people that it was about openness, taking inventory of what is where, to know who truly owned the property, and to verify property owned by inheritance and others. Meanwhile, the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Legal Matters and Interministerial Relations, Barrister Chule Tukonkwo, assured the stakeholders of our Agwawa community at the meeting that what the Governor was doing was in their best interest and that of the state. Barrister Okonkwo says, since May 29, 2023, when Dr. Peter Mbah was sworn in as the governor, all he has been doing is to make Enugu better, both rural and urban areas. Someone asked, why is it only Agwawa that was singled out? But that is not the case. There are about 25 sites, slum areas that will be cleared. We may have started with Agwawa, but we will get to the other 24 sites. It is for the best interest of these 25 areas, Barrister Okonkwo stated. These are some of the details on the latest development out of Enugu today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Staff Government House, the Honorable Attorney General